live. I think we might be live.
Oh my God.
Hello, world.
I'm so excited.
Are we out there?
Are
I
we?
can't tell
And
if it's
connected to
just my giant face,
people?
which is not what people are here for, or if it's both of us.
Two
So
giant faces,
it's two giant
very
faces. So,
important faces.
friends, if you can see us, tell us if you can see both of our faces or if you're just seeing one of us. So if they're just seeing me when I'm talking and you when you're talking, I'm just gonna have to shut the fuck up.
Oh, maybe I have to press that stupid
Nope, it's
thing.
working.
Oh,
It's all good now. Hello,
you
world.
see me?
Hello, everyone. Yes, we they can see both of us. Excellent. Perfect.
La di da, ta ta.
I should really like play this a lot cooler and not be like every time we stream, I'm like, oh my God, we made
Just
it.
kind of shivering.
Every time I'm just like, oh my God, it actually worked. All right.
It always works.
It always works. It always works.
Yeah.
So we have some beautiful people joining us today. So we
Hello,
have Hillary, Jennifer, Zoltan, Julie, Zlata.
my people.
All right. We have someone named Sayonara who says, I've never heard my favorite singer speak. This is wild.
Oh, that's interesting. I'd like to know what that experience is because I've had that before when you imagine the talking voice of somebody, and it's often hugely different. Um, and how does that make you feel? Are you kind of excited, disappointed, hate me now? What's
They couldn't possibly tell
what's the
us.
vibe?
Tell us the vibe, Sayonara. And while we're
Sign on.
waiting for that, so everyone loves the sweatshirt. Red Fox says feral is a great descriptor.
Thank you.
And yes, Jill says hello. Xena Lupid says hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, all around the world, says Morticia. And Sayonara says, I've been listening to Chris since I was 8. I'm 22 now. My mom and I have bonded over your music, so this is super exciting.
Oh, that's fantastic. And
And
that didn't answer my question. Answer my fucking question, Sayonara.
well, other people, Ravenella says, I find your speaking voice very calming.
Okay,
And Kingsky Girl says, your speaking voice is so soothing.
that's very nice. That's good. I'm a collection of what do you call it? Contradictions, right? With such a calming voice and a feral nature.
Yes.
Interesting.
Sayonara. The question was, what is the vibe now that you're hearing his voice? That is the question. All right. Shay, okay, they said I thought it would be more high pitched like you're singing. So that's
Yeah,
your answer.
yeah. That's interesting. I've heard that before. Um,
Yes.
Oddly enough, I just my singing range is quite big, so I tend to I enjoy the high stuff a lot more, but I can do a lot of very low stuff too.
Mm. And Sue says Boss Man should record a sleep meditation.
Sleep, my little babies. Please don't sleep quite now, right now. We
I'm
have to
very
do.
awake. We're all very awake.
Yeah.
We have things to do. So we are talking about Artificial Innocence, the
Mm.
single, the video, the tour. If you haven't watched it yet, like, I mean, you should watch it. Don't leave, but you should watch it as soon as possible. The video is incredible. The video
Mm.
fucks. That is
Oh,
that is like everyone I've shown it to. I've been like, "What do you think about this video?" And they're like, "Oh, this video fucks."
what's that? Okay, let me translate that into real language. What I guess that means it's a little bit like it rocks. It's like the
Yeah.
boomers would say rocks.
Yeah, like it
Is that
rocks, but in like a more like
it fucks
sexual
hard?
transgressive way.
Okay,
Yeah, it fucks.
it fucks. Okay, I
Yeah.
like that. I mean
Yeah.
that I guess that's partly my intention to do that.
I mean, I certainly don't think that it wasn't supposed to fuck.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't go out with that concept of I'm going to fuck. It's more, what can I actually achieve with this that I have and this one hand to operate a camera with a one camera and one, you know, I think it was a three-person crew with Katie, me, you,
Mhm.
and Katie, and then when you all left, I went into the wilderness by myself and ran around and screamed and did weird things. So
It's
I
so
guess there is
fucking
a
good.
oh, thank you. But again, a product of what was possible, not what was chosen. Which I like.
It's,
I do like
yeah,
those limitations.
it is interesting, yeah, to see like what you can do with the limitations. Again, yeah, like three people doing it, then just one person doing about half of the filming, all of the editing, all of the music. And I feel like I mean, when you watch it, I've been showing it to people and I'm like, guys, this was so fucking difficult. I had so many cactus spikes in my ass. Like, you don't understand.
Yeah, I know. People don't see the pain that
Dude,
you go through.
but I
Um,
mean,
but I think there's a certain feeling that sort of translates in the end. It's always a bit of a, you know, I hate making videos, but no, I do. I don't hate it. Okay, so
Mhm,
it's just a lot of work. So, um, and I really have to sort of remind myself constantly that it always works somehow,
mhm.
and it will be a decent product, and I'll be happy and they'll be happy. But there's that in between, which is just pain and questioning. And I don't think even with crew, like when I've done shoots in the past with big crews and stuff like that, it's still pain. It's just so much work
Mhm.
to put those things together. And you could do like, okay, so if you came up with the concept, I'm holding a camera and I'm looking at myself and how do I make that interesting or exciting? That it's not just a fucking selfie video.
Mhm.
Because in essence, that is a selfie video, but it's a how do you make that feel intentional and professional?
Yeah, it
You
doesn't
have to work
feel
hard
like
to,
it.
to do
Feel
that.
like a selfie video when
No, but like if you actually broke it down, it's me with a camera pointing at myself. It
mhm.
is. So what can you do to that to add sort of dimensions of like professionalism and high quality and atmosphere and things like that. So a lot of it is um it's movement, it's sort of choice of movement, it's lighting, it's yeah, this place as well, but it's also, you know, lenses and focal distances and things like that. All of those things add, I guess it's cinematography in the end. That's
Mhm.
sort of how cinematography and lighting kind of create the mood and make it, because it's still an iPhone. I still shot it on the iPhone.
Mhm.
Um, but when you kind of use the tools correctly, you can kind of create a distance that feels special, not just a selfie video. So yes, I've
And the
had the coffee. The
color
coffee is going in.
the
Mhm.
color in the video, to be clear, that is not like a post-production filter that was done with a camera lens, right?
No, you can't
No?
achieve that in post
Mhm.
production.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you've broken down.
I
Am I
hear you
still there?
now. Yep, you're still there. So you
You're
said
getting a
that
bit
it,
jittery, but as long as I'm not.
yep.
Um, so yeah, you can't create that in post. You
Mhm.
can get close, but what it is, it's infrared. Um, it cuts out in monochrome. It cuts out, well, not just in monochrome, but in color, it cuts out lots of different colors, but also transforms colors. So something like green comes out as white. Red, I can't remember what red comes out as, but I did a bit of research, and so I sort of planned certain colors that would translate well with that infrared filter. Um, it's a difficult it's difficult because the filter basically cuts out most light. So you
Mhm.
need like full on 12 o'clock sunlight, and that has its own issues. But it's a beautiful effect. A lot of people use it for photography, landscape photography, and things like that. So you create, it's like they call it the snow-like effect or whatever of greens, and it works well in the context of those elements that were in that video because it just sort of starts to look a little bit odd and what like what is that where you can't really place what it is. I like that.
And it's interesting how the light affected materials too. So like the
Mm.
Milwaukee hat you're wearing in the video is actually like a totally black hat.
Indeed, I was surprised by quite a few elements because some things that we prepared, like Katie's black bag, um,
Hmm.
that we wrapped her in, that was pure black. It was obviously down to the material, and the Milwaukee hat is black and it looks the same as the material, but obviously the it looks the same as the bag, but in the infrared it just changed to white, which is odd. And there were other things that did that too. Um, and I kind of liked the unpredictability of that too. As I was shooting, and things would pop out that you just wouldn't see on a normal camera, and it made it quite exciting.
I'm going to read a couple of comments from folks about the video. So Zlata says, we're extremely happy. It's a masterpiece.
Ah, Slaughter.
Sue says, the more work, the greater the reward.
Oof, I'm not sure I agree with that, but I guess evidence would show mostly that is correct.
Um, Theo says, it took me 2 days to finally format some kind of comment on this. So yes, it fucks 100%. And Theo says, you
I
really
like that.
made the selfie part very intentional. Um, Julie says, the lighting alone was erotic. Hannah
It was
says,
quite an erotic
yes.
experience. I mean, Katie's a very sexy girl too, so there was a lot of, and I felt pretty sexy when I was doing it by myself. Hot sunlight, no kind of shriveling hands and worrying about kind of cold and shit like that, which does happen in video shoots. Please
Mhm.
continue. Sorry.
Oh, no, no, no. This is about you. So
Again?
Kingsky Girl says, I love that you were able to achieve some of the wild effects from like the AI experiment in real life with practical effects.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting because I think that people seem to sort of tie the two together, which is
Mhm.
I'd probably say more that the AI experiment was really just kind of uh, more copying the IMX feeling anyway. It wasn't really. I
Mhm.
don't think I'm trying to. But then again, it's all me. So I don't. I'm not. There's no competition there. It's.
Mhm.
I think I agree that there were some quite interesting things that happened with the lighting, with a bit of the makeup and the choice of elements, and that I didn't expect, and some of the stuff that I did in post came out really well, where that I
Mhm.
thought, and that often happens where you're discovering as you go along. Um, I don't always have a master plan when I make stuff like this, but
Mhm.
I do know something interesting will happen.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see where like how the final product comes out from the what you're actually doing in real life and how different it looks when big blue sky, red dirt,
Mm-hmm.
all of that, and then to see
Mm-hmm.
how that shows up is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Share a comment from Hannah. So Hannah says the running moment in the video felt
Mm-hmm.
so painfully close to something in my mind I was not able to describe yet. But I think that, yeah, was a really like visceral part of it when you're running with the camera and then it looks kind of like you collapse. It's like,
I did all of those things. I did collapse. And I did run and I fell over and all of those kinds of. Unfortunately, I did a whole session of running and falling.
mhm,
And I only used a very tiny part of it. Basically because um of the practicality of the shots. Just there was a kind of energy and it was kind of weird and uh quite quite interesting. But I think you get the feeling from those tiny little shots. That was enough. I don't think you really want to see me falling around and more than that. But yeah, it was kind of fun running over the rocks and rolling around and laughing at myself by
mhm.
myself.
And then the final product is just like so intense. With the so someone this is Ma'am Rad Vlacky says, I noticed that Chris has enlarged eyes and mouth in parts of the video. It makes him look so uncanny.
Yeah, I did a little bit of work with that. I was kind of because of okay, so my thought process there was when I did the shooting outside and there was still a lot of limitations with like battery life and you were there when I was experiencing those problems, and they only amplified when I was by myself. So there were some limitations um and I had to, and the location that I had to get to, which is one of the most interesting locations on my property, is quite far. You have to hike to it, and you can't get there with a car. So I was kind of taking all these bags and the mirror and all of the stuff that we had when you were there. I took it all
Mhm.
into the. So there's just lots of sort of practical limitations, and there's a certain point where you kind of go, oh, that's enough. I'm just fucking. I'm gonna make this work somehow. So because I
Mhm.
wanted to create these kind of the bulging eyes and the mouth with makeup. So I kind of
Mhm.
did it a little bit with makeup. Problem with the eyes was with the infrared issue. I
Mhm.
also um I didn't want to just kind of do this kind of makeup around the eyes and stuff. I was just bored of that. I just wanted to try something different. So I kind of whited it all out
Mhm.
and then just kind of blasted a load of shit around my mouth. Um, and then I figured, okay, well, if I just get the right settings, I can do something interesting in post and create the effect the effect that I want in post. So it was a bit of a
Mhm.
compromise. I did some of it practically in the shot, and then in post, I just did a lot of intricate masking and
Mhm.
and tracking in Premiere, where you just kind of I can tell you exactly how it's done, but I don't know if that's interesting to anyone. We can talk about technicality later, I guess.
Do a
Um,
tutorial.
yeah, we could do that. It's
Do a
it's
master class.
it's definitely it's something that I've always enjoyed doing, sort of composites and masking in Premieres, and not just in Photoshop, but in with moving images is it's just really fun with at least with kind of indie videos and stuff. Obviously,
Mhm.
this whole industry's built on this stuff um and it's all kind of second nature and automated. But with stuff like this this kind of hands-on, a bit more sort of painterly approach is quite it's quite powerful what you can do with these very simple techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love what you said about like how there's whole industries built around this stuff. Like for me, like the when I think about this video, it's just like this is what like three people did. Most of it one person did with like, no label, no PR firm, no, just like this is what you can accomplish doing shit DIY with the help of patrons and Patreon and everyone's support, of course.
Absolutely. No, I mean that's always been my goal. Uh, I don't think anyone could just do it because I mean, like there's still a lot of kind of technique involved. So it you could. anyone can grab a very, very professional camera and do what they want to do now. And they have all of the tools and stuff like that. I get a little bit like making music, a little bit like anything. I guess what makes it unique is the sort of individual that's doing it and what their not necessarily what their concept is or what their plan is, but what they do with it and
Mhm.
what the whole package kind of comes together. Like I've done videos with people doing videos for me in the past and or working with others and the experimentation level is just zero. It's like
Mhm.
I'm just going to film that and they go away and then they send it back to me and it's exactly what we did and
Mhm.
that's okay, but sometimes it's just flat and boring and to me it doesn't say anything more than oh that's a person singing a song, which is fine also, but when I do that stuff I just like to fuck around a lot and experiment. So I think in this case everybody in the world has the tools, but how do you use them, right? I guess
Yeah.
it's a blah statement, but it is what it is.
Nice.
Coffee.
So, Insomnium Tale says, "What is the best way to support your art right now?" Thank you for asking. That's a
Oh,
great question. So we would love folks to join Patreon. If you have the means right now, you can join for as little as $3 a month. There's a huge archive there of years and years and years of content. So that's streams like the members only stream we're going to go
you've
into
gone.
next. Up, can you hear
Oh,
me?
you're back.
I'm back. Good.
You're back.
Voicemails, images, things like that. And then, of course, streaming, telling your friends, going to the shows. IMX will be on tour in Europe starting on March 14th, which is very, very, very exciting. And really just, yeah, continuing to show up, comment, like, subscribe, share, all of that.
Buy shit, I guess.
Buy shit. Yeah, buy merch. We have some really
Buy buy
fun
music. I
merch.
guess that's what I do.
Yeah.
I guess music is it's so old school to say, hey, buy music, right? Does that feel just ancient? The idea that is, does it? What? How do people feel about that when I say, "Hey, go and buy the music"?
Huh.
Is that a
People
thing?
should. People should
Do
buy
we-
the music and you can
No, they
buy
should.
it.
Everybody
You
should do something.
How do people
But
feel about that? Yeah, that's
how does that land anymore? Does it? Is it? It's bizarre to me to think that the value of music is just. Is it a product we're just giving away now
Mhm.
to do other stuff? And then how do you how do you survive? You do lots of different things, I guess. I know we've been through
Interesting.
this. That's a whole
That's
other
that's our
world of
next
pain.
masterclass.
Mm.
So something I did want to share before we go into the patron only stream, which is going to
Ah,
directly follow this. So some folks on Discord and on social media have asked about Unmask, and I am mixed. I have them with me. I have props for this. It's great. I'm gonna show them. So we
look
have
at you.
Unmask
Ooh,
right here. This
who's
was
that
the
sexy guy?
I know, I know. I'm not gonna let it would be really weird if I started touching it, so I'm just gonna put it down now.
Don't touch me, Tori.
So Unmasked was the European tour exclusive for the Fault Lines 2 tour that came out on vinyl and CD. It has the original mix of Artificial Innocence on it and some other goodies. So that has only been available physically in Europe. Then we have I Am Mixed, very nice right here. And this was kind of the opposite. So this was only available
That's
physically
nice.
in North America on CD and vinyl. So they will be released worldwide digitally later this year. So just wanted to share that because people have been asking. We do not have a release date yet, but you will be able to stream them and you will be able to buy them digitally before the year is over, probably late spring, early summer. So get excited for that.
There's quite a lot coming this year.
Really, yes.
Oddly, my brain is so far up my own life situation ass that I haven't. A lot of it hasn't registered yet, and it will once I'm in it. But
Mhm.
uh, yeah, I'm actually when you start mentioning stuff, I was like, oh shit, and then we've got this and we've got that, and
Mhm.
I'm I know we set that in motion together, and I've basically, I've driven a lot of it, but I just forget. So, ooh, it's kind of
Yes,
exciting.
it's super exciting. It is a great year to love IMX, listen to IMX, join Patreon. So I know a lot of folks have asked questions in the comments, and I share your comments with Chris after the stream. So if I did not specifically mention your wonderful, kind words or haven't gotten the chance to get to your question, we'll share that with him. We are going to move into the patron only stream. So that's for folks who have joined Patreon at $10 a month or more. If you want to go ahead and take a moment to hop on Patreon and join, like I said, it's $10 a month. You can cancel whenever you want. There's a whole big archive of stuff. So we will be joining everybody in the patron only stream in about
Talking about
five
sex now.
minutes.
Now we go and talk about sex.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
The juicy
All right.
stuff, guys.
The juicy stuff.
Love you
Friends
all.
only. All right. See
Love you,
y'all
folks.
in a little bit. Okay, we're
You
good.
want to
I have
wait
to,
a little bit for people
yeah,
to catch up? Yeah.
yes, I have to sit there with like